Hi guys, it's Naturally Mary here, and if you haven't already subscribed, go ahead and push that button. We're going to get into some awesomeness. So I just showed you guys some standard things that you'll need for this tutorial. You're going to need a canvas blockhead, you'll need a dome cap, T-pin, scissors of course. You'll also need a closure and bundles. I have lengths 18, 16, and 14, and those are the lengths in order. You'll also need some form of wig stand. I don't actually have one, but I did purchase this one that I can just attach to the top of a island or a table, and I can just put my blockhead on. So I'm going to start by actually sewing on my lace closure. This closure is in length 18. This is Her Given Hair in the Coily texture. I love the Coily texture. I've told you guys that a million times. It is just awesome. So I start by placing my T-pins around the parameter of the closure just to keep it secure, and then I just clip the hair out of place. So I'm just going to begin removing the T-pins and begin sewing. This process probably took around an hour because I am rather slow to sew. But if you're much faster than me, you'll be done in a breeze. So you're just going to sew it around the parameter. There is an outer edge on your lace closure. You want to be sure that you're sewing only on that area. Do not sew on the actual lace in the middle. So now that the closure is all sewn on, I'm going to begin to sew on my wefts. And I start with length 14. And some of you guys might think that's a bit odd starting with a shorter length, but the shape that it creates when you do that is just straight up bomb diggity. It looks so good. So if you want more of the heart shape, you want to start with your shorter length at the bottom, which is what I did. So I'm just doing that. I began pulling my needle through the weft first, and then I actually pull it through the dome cap and begin sewing. I use the T-pin so that I'm not having to worry about the hair going all over the place. Those T-pins are very, very helpful. I do use the flip over method, so once I get to the end of the bottom weft, I just flip it over so that I'm not having to cut the wefts, and this does help to reduce shedding. So if you don't want your hair to shed as much, then try using the flip over method. It's just so much more beneficial. So I'm just going to let you guys watch this process. After I've installed all of the 14, I do begin installing the 16. After the 16's finished, I just complete the process until I get up to the closure using length 18. And guys, I'm sorry that the paper description on the inside is a little different from the others. I lost that one, so I did just write it so that you guys could see that it is length 18 going near the top part of the unit. Y'all, as I got closer to the end, I got so excited because the shape was just so divine. It's a dream. So I'm going to just take the clip off, and you're going to see that the closure looks a little different from the actual wefts. And guys, it didn't come like that. I had washed the closure previously, so the curls were not as they were when they originally arrived. But don't worry, once I wash it, everything's going to be cohesive. So you'll see that. I'm going to begin the washing process now. I'm just going to take it off the stand and begin washing it. I'll be using Aussie, and this is their 7-in-1 conditioner. This conditioner is amazing. It just brings the curls to life. I actually use this on my natural hair as well. So I'm just going to begin raking my fingers through, kind of doing some finger detangling. Then I begin using my denman brush to further define the curls. I just love using my denman brush whenever I'm going through the washing process, and I generally do not wash with shampoo. I love putting the curl defining glaze, which is by Dark and Lovely. This is their all natural line. This is my favorite hair product for my kinky curly extensions. It just makes the hair look amazing. I follow that up with Curls Blueberry Bliss Curl Control Jelly. That also gives it a great deal of hold and just creates a really natural sheen. After that process, I began cutting the dome cap where it was covering the lace, and I was kicking myself after because I should have actually dyed or I'm sorry, bleach the knots prior to actually sewing the unit on, but I'm going to show you guys how to do it if you wait to the end like I did. So I use B2, and this is by Clairol. This is a powder bleach, and I'm going to begin to put 1 scoop into a container, and then I added 40 volume developer. I will be using a butter knife to stir and also to put the bleach onto the lace, and I'm just adding it bit by bit. I want it to be a thick consistency. And then I'm going to add Rich Eggplant, and this is by Adore. I believe it's color 186. When I apply that, it just helps to rid the lace closure of the brassiness that naturally happens when you bleach the knots. Great day, I couldn't say that. So you're just going to slather it on and do it as if it's butter. You don't want the bleach to actually go through the knot, so you want to be very careful and take your time. I do leave it on for 30 minutes. After 30 minutes, I'm going to rinse it off, and then I'm going to add Purple Light shampoo only to the closure. And this is going to also help with the brassiness that naturally happens after bleaching the knots. So this is what it looks like. And be careful not to put it on the hair. I don't like putting shampoo on any of my kinky curly hair. So I'm just drying the hair. After the hair is somewhat dried with the t-shirt, it's still going to be wet, but I didn't want it to be dripping. This is what the closure looks like, guys. It came out so perfect. I did have some wefts left, and I am going to use an elastic band to make sure that the unit is secure on my head. I sometimes install combs, but this time I was being a little lazy and I didn't want to, and I just like the way the band goes around your head, and it helps to keep the lace flat, so it's really helpful in that way, and it's really easy to put on. So I just parted my hair down the middle and just twisted it up in the back, put the unit on, and I'm going to begin parting it down the middle. After I have it parted down the middle, I'm going to begin adding more product. I'll be adding the Curl Control Jelly as well as the Aue Naturale Curl Defining Glaze, and then I use the praying hand method to actually distribute the product throughout the hair. And because I don't have a lot of time on my hands to actually allow for the hair to air dry, I'll be using the diffuser to actually dry the hair. Now you don't have to do that. If you have plenty of time, then go ahead and just allow for it to air dry. And that's what I typically do, but this time I didn't have a lot of time, so I just went ahead and used the blow dryer. I started with medium heat, but then I was realizing that the medium heat was taking too long for your girl, so I was like, I gotta turn this up. So I put it on the highest heat. After I began picking the hair to create more volume. If you like your hair to be kind of a little more tamed, then you don't have to pick it, but I love volume. Big hair is where it's at, y'all. So I'm just going to begin lifting at the bottom and picking. I did a great deal of picking. Yeah. And then I decided that I wanted bangs. I actually started this process and I wanted to do a curly bang look. And once I finished, I was like, man, I don't want to cut this hair, but I really wanted it to frame my face a little more. So I'm going to actually cut it in the front. I'm not going to do anything to the back or the sides. So I'm just cutting it to frame my face, and it will allow for me to have the option to wear a bang, and you guys will see that near the end. So now we're going to work on this parting situation so that the lace closure is not so apparent. So I am going to show you guys really quick what you can do to create bangs. So you just want to pull it down in the middle, tease it a bit, and you'll have bangs. I'm going to part the hair some more, also making sure that my hairline matches the part that's in the unit. I'm going to spray some aloe vera juice just so that the hair is more moisturized. And aloe vera juice is amazing because it is a natural humectant, which pretty much preserves moisture in the hair. So I'm spraying that, adding additional glaze and curl control jelly. I add those to my liking. I keep adding until my hair is the way that I want it. So I was just adding a good amount. So now I'm going to work on the part. So I'm going to just use Got2b glue gel, and this also helps to keep the lace closure in place. I'm applying it to my hairline, and then I pull out a bit of baby hairs and just kind of try to mesh the hair from the unit in with my hair. So I'm kind of just blending a little bit and only apply a little bit in the area near the part. I'm not doing it in any other area. And then I add some concealer to the middle just so that there's no line of demarcation, and we're done. So that's all for this tutorial, guys. I hope that you enjoyed it. This hair is so amazing. Wigs are my favorite protective style. We're now in the fall, and protective styling is key for length retention. So I'm going to be wearing tons of wigs, as I always do. I hope that you all enjoyed it. Be sure to give it a big thumbs up. Check the description box for the link to Her Given Hair. I will see you all in my next video, guys. Bye.